What is up, YouTube? FuRy here, bringing you guys a brand new video, and in today's video we're going to be going over the game update that happened earlier today, I believe, around like 1 p.m. usually when they run out the updates and stuff. But there's a bunch of new updates, a bunch of things that are going to change the way change the way competitive is played, change the way multiplayer in general is going to be played, and all that good stuff. There's going to be some weapon buffs, weapon nerfs, and all that good stuff. But before we get into that, if you guys enjoy the video, drop a like. If you guys are new, don't forget that subscribe button, and let's jump right into the updates. So jumping with the multiplayer updates, we got 4 here. They fixed an issue where social rank rewards were not being granted, which is good, because if you guys did not get your rewards for social rank, unfortunately you can't get those now after this update went out. But going forward, you should be getting every reward that you should be getting per per level and stuff like that. Now the next thing they fixed here is an issue where confirmed killer order could be completed by collecting both friendly and enemy dog tags. Not completely sure, probably there's a problem with recording it or something. I don't know how that one is being fixed. But they also fixed an issue where confirmed denied order was not tracking properly, so when you picked up tags it was not going towards the order that you picked up. And the last thing for the multiplayer was other general UI fixes and improvements. So just a few fixes and stuff to fix out the fix up the game a little bit, make it run a little bit smoother there. Now the main important part out of this update are the weapon fixes. Now jumping into those, the first thing they got here is they buffed the fire rate for the MP40 and the M1928, which is the Thompson gun. Now this is insane, because I made a video yesterday about the MP40, and regardless, before this buff, the gun was really good. Before, I mean, I did throw on rapid fire in the class setup that I was using, but even with I'm kind of curious to see how this gun works without rapid fire now. Even with rapid fire, it's still going to be a really good gun, and especially since they buffed the fire rate, so now it's even better than it was before. And as well as the Thompson I felt is a little bit it's not something I'd use consistently, but probably because of this buff for the fire rate, I might end up using it a little bit more. It's not really a gun that I throw on too often, so maybe after this buff I may throw it on, see what we can do with it, and yeah, hopefully it becomes something that I start using a little bit more, because obviously before I'm not one to use the Thompson too often. And plus it's nice because you can get the epic version of the Thompson fairly early in the social ranks, which I think is level 6 social rank. You get an epic version for the Thompson, so that will give you another reason to use it. And then hopefully with this buff it makes an actually decent weapon to use. Now next thing on the list here, they buffed the combat shotgun damage range. Quite unfortunate, because I'm not trying to get popped across the map, but especially with the expeditionary division, getting shotgunned while getting burnt is not gonna be something that's gonna be too fun to run into, especially on like Point to Hawk or something like that. Quite unfortunate. Hopefully people don't be using shotguns too much. It's not something that I want to be running into in competitive, or not competitive, multiplayer that often. But other than that, I guess a shotgun buff, it might have been weak. I'm not one to use shotguns, so I'm not completely sure how it was before this buff. But unfortunately that did get buffed. Next thing here is a class-wide LMG movement buff, movement speed buff, and recoil buffs for the MG15 and the Lewis. Now the MG15, very fast fire rate for an LMG, and an increase in recoil is probably going to help it out just to be balanced a little bit more. And then the Lewis, of course, something that a lot of people have been using. I haven't used it, not a big fan of LMGs, but the Lewis definitely is a very good weapon. Now hopefully this recoil buff lowers the amount of people using it, because I get annihilated by this thing constantly. So hopefully that fixes a few of the, I guess, complaints I have with multiplayer. Now these next 2 patches or weapon fix nerfs are very tailored towards competitive. They're both nerfs that are going to change how competitive plays. Now the first one here, they nerfed the fire rate for the FG42 and they adjusted the recoil accordingly. Now that's huge, because the FG42 dominates competitive as of right now. It's the only gun people have been using. That and the PPSH are literally the only 2 guns. Now the PPSH I don't think is going to get a nerf or a buff in the upcoming updates, just because it is a fairly balanced SMG, but this FG42 had to be nerfed at some point. This thing's insane. Now, Formal, I saw a tweet from Formal saying that, you know, it happens in every COD. There's always that one gun everyone sticks to, and then, you know, a nerf is gonna happen just because it is what it is. Like, I don't remember what it was in IW, but I think in Black Ops 3 the Man of War was like that. Even after the nerf for the Man of War, the thing was still really good. So I think that's what's going to happen with the FG42. It's still going to be used. I don't see it being dominant as it was, but as Formal said, there will be, people will fix themselves towards another weapon of that sort. Now, obviously, the FG42 is probably not going to be the go-to choice anymore, but that did get nerfed and is probably not going to be used as much in competitive as it was in the first tournament or in ranked play, something like that. And the final thing for the weapon fixes that we have here is they nerfed the machine pistol damage. Now, this is very, very big. The machine pistol is everybody's go-to pistol, especially in competitive. If you have extended mags on that thing, you're gonna kill anybody really that you get into close combat with. So they did nerf the damage on it. Probably gonna help out a lot with that. It might change what pistols people use. I don't know. I'm not one to use pistols that often either. But in competitive, pistols are quite important. I see Crimsix pulling out the machine pistol very constantly. So maybe after this nerf, he's not going to be pulling it out as much. Or just pro players in general, they always constantly pulling out the machine pistol, which makes sense, probably because the FG42, since they are using that mainly, only has 20 shots. The machine pistol is really good, just you know, when you run out of ammo and stuff like that. But that'll basically do it for the weapon fixes. Next thing on the list here is under ranked play. So what it says here is a fixed ranked play UI bug where rank icons change to the placement match icon in the scoreboard that appears before the AAR. Not completely sure what AAR means or stands for, but I believe this is what happens when, after you finish a game, say you win or lose, in the scoreboard it shows the updated, you know, rank that you are. It might be that where it doesn't show that, it shows the rank that you ended on, I guess. Or that's also the bug where you jump into a match and it'll show your rank really low compared to what it actually is. Say if you had like a 1950 rank MMR or whatever, and then you jump into a game and it'll jump to 1800. That happens to me all the time. I'm not completely sure what that one is directed towards. It says placement match icon in the scoreboard that appears before the AAR. So probably after a game ends, it does update your rank in the scoreboard. And I'm assuming they don't want you to know your updated rank at that point, just because it is a little bit confusing, whether you were that rank after that game or what it was, you know, after the win or loss, whatever it is. But that's it for the rank play updates. They only had one for that. And then this is the next bunch right here is for those zombie players. First thing here for the zombies, they fixed the UI issue with zombies double XP. I don't know what that is. I'm not a zombies guy. I'm just going through this just because I might have some of you guys that watch me that play zombies and stuff like that. So I figure I might as well jump into the zombies updates and stuff like that. Now the next thing here is they fixed an issue with audio log recording collectible. Again, I can't really go into depth on any of these because I don't play zombies, but excuse me, I might as well just mention these out for you guys, just so you guys understand and or know what came with the zombies update. Now also here they fixed the issue where players were able to deploy more than the maximum number of S-Mine 44 explosives and lost those deployed over the maximum. Yeah, I don't have anything to say for that. And the last thing here is a fixed issue, or UI issue, where kills with grenades were counting for the blitz used stat. So that's, I'm assuming, just so your stats don't get messed up for what you used. Obviously they fixed that, just so it counts properly in what you killed somebody with, so it counts as a grenade kill rather than a blitz used stat. Yeah, whatever that is too. But yeah, that'll basically do it for all these updates, man. The main updates are the buff for the MP40, the Thompson, the shotgun, the LMGs, the FG42 and the machine pistol. Those are the main ones that we're really focused on in this update, just because these are so big, especially with the competitive scene. The FG42 is going to be hopefully not used as much. It is a very overpowered weapon as it was before, and the machine pistol is also nerfed as well. So hopefully those two we don't see as much of, and it's more of a balanced game. I always wanted Call of Duty competitive to be a game where like you can use any gun and still, you know, be viable to win. I guess it's like, I'd say like hard to compare, but League of Legends is a game like that, or Counter-Strike, where you can use every gun in the game and not be like, well, I guess not every gun, but you can use a large range of weapons and still be fine and not be afraid of losing a gunfight, if that makes sense. Right now in Call of Duty, obviously that's not true. There's always weapons that are better than the other, especially here. As you guys can tell, the FG42 dominated the scene. I want a game where any gun can be used and you'd still be able to outgun someone, or, you know, I want competitive to be a skill rather than whoever shoots first and just happens to kill the other. You know what I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. If you guys are new, don't forget that subscribe button. I will leave the Reddit post in the description if you guys want to go ahead and read it for yourself. But yeah, that'll do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.